Today I'm going to show you an insanely easy way to make some pretty fancy coasters. So I've got my Let's Resin extra depth mould for making coasters with. So I think I'm just going to do 4, so I'm not doing too many, but I have got some brand new products that I'm putting into my store any day now to show you to make this ridiculously easy. Now the resin that I'm using is a regular 1:1 epoxy. My usual stirring tip: stir it up before you put your colours in, because then you can see that stringiness effect disappear. I'm trying to be good and stir more slowly nowadays. I find it difficult. But you see how slowly I'm stirring that? Getting right down into the corners, that's the way to do it. And then when the milky stringiness look goes out of it, you know you've got it mixed. Then add your colours. Just makes it much, much easier for being sure that you've got your resin mixed properly. So I'll be back with you in a moment. Right, so that's starting to clear, so I know I'm pretty much there. I could stir for a bit longer, and I did speed up, so I've ended up with a few more bubbles. But what we're going to use now, that's Apex High Gloss resin, by the way. What we're going to use now is some of the pigment paste from Let's Resin. That should be way plenty for a pot that size, and we're going to make it pretty much just a solid white, because these mysterious new products that I've been mentioning, I will show you once I poured this and explain further. But basically I want a solid white background. People often do ask me about the colours that go with resin, what colours you can use. I really like pigment pastes. You know, I mean, there's all the sparkly ones like mica and all that sort of thing, wonderful. But I actually like pigment pastes whenever I want a good solid opaque colour, because they are really heavily pigmented. So you can get a good solid colour really easily. My pigment pastes are just very heavily pigmented, and that means that you can get a really good solid colour very easily. And I do want this to be pretty much opaque. I think that's looking pretty good. Doesn't need to be 100%, I just want it to pretty much. So let's get this poured, and then I will show you what I'm thinking of putting in my shop, because I need your opinion. Okay, let me show you these things then. I have made these, and these are transfers that can go straight onto our coasters. Obviously I need to cut them out, but they're really easy to apply. They've got like a carrier sheet with the adhesive, and yeah, but you do need a white background really, because they are transparent. Because of the nature of the way I've produced them. So that does mean you're going to want, there's no white basically. The white is just where the white from the piece underneath is showing through. So I'm going to cut all these out, and in a few hours when this is cured, I will show you what I have in mind. You can let me know if you think there's any mileage in me producing these to go in my store, and any other design ideas that you lot might come up with for me. So I'll see you in a bit. Here we go then. These have cured. A little bit wobbly. My table couldn't have been quite level, but hey, never mind. That wobbliness will disappear. Right, what we're going to do then is we're going to take our transfers and we're going to pull the sticker label off. So we're pulling the clear film off, and that will make our image sticky. And you want to get this down exactly where you want it straight away, because it is very sticky. As you can see, it's just the right size to be just within the coaster edge. That one I cut a little bit smaller, just so we can see a difference, see what happens if we got an edge around it. Just pressing it down really firmly. You also end up with some handy little leftover round pieces of acetate type stuff, which I'm sure you'll find a use for. I don't think I've stuck that one down very central, but I think what I'll do before I release these into the store, I'll do them, I'll get them pre-cut to the right size as well. Save you messing about cutting them out. What do you think? Actually, let me know. Do you think they should be pre-cut or not? Because I've obviously cut them out with my scissors and ended up with different sizes here, haven't I? Intentionally, but you know, that does give me more flex. But if I pre-cut them to the exact size of the coaster, if you want them smaller like that one, you can just cut them. Don't know, what do you think? Now what we're going to do is we are going to wet them. This is just water. You could use a sponge. I just happen to have a bottle of spray water handy. It's a lot like using a temporary tattoo, or You know, there's transfers that I demoed recently that are for polymer clay. It's a lot like that. Just going to let that soak in for a moment till the paper goes all nice and soggy. Then we should be able to just grab it and peel it off. Grabbing it when you've got nails like this is possibly not the easiest thing to do. But there we are. As easy as that. And I've got a little air bubble under it there. So we're just going to push that out. Just found another little trick actually. Push them down. When the water's gone onto the back, just push them down again gently. Just run your finger across and make sure you've got no air bubbles. There we go. Look, learning as I do this as well. And we're just going to dry them off. Now I can see a little flaw in my execution there, in that where I got little air bubbles in, I hadn't pressed them down enough, and I think this is where like I said, the mould had gone a little bit crinkled in places. I've got little strange marks which shouldn't be there, but anyway, this is the prototype you are seeing live. Well, not live, but you know, this is my first testing of it. There we are. So once we've dried all these off, we are of course going to top coat over them. I think you could probably leave it, but I'd be frightened they'd scratch off, because as I say, they're very much like temporary tattoos and you can scratch those off. So I'm going to just let those dry out really thoroughly, and then we will top coat. Well, I've got that one completely dry. The others I'm going to leave a bit longer. Something I've just discovered, and as I said, this is a learning curve. If you, instead of popping any bubbles that you get under them, if you leave them to dry on their own, I put them under a heat lamp, then the bubbles disappear on their own and flatten on their own, and you don't end up with weird bits. See, told you, all learning. So these three are still slightly damp, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to dome it with ultraviolet curing resin. Of course you could use epoxy, because this is quite big, so if you prefer to use epoxy, then go ahead. I'm just going for the sake of speed. I'm using some Let's Resin ultraviolet curing resin, because I know a lot of people like to use that for topping things off, so I thought we'd do that this time. That is quite a lot of UV resin, isn't it? I think the others I will do with epoxy when they're dried thoroughly. I'm just going to gently smear that around, make sure we've got a good coverage. The thing is, the sun's out today, and in a few minutes or so the sun will be on this crafting space, and therefore I will be getting the sun cure it when I don't want it to. So I will be switching to epoxy for the rest of them. What do you think, everyone? Is this a goer? Shall I put these in my store? I can come up with different designs. This was just a nice little seascape set that I came up with. But we could do all sorts. I was trying to think of things that weren't already readily available, because you know me, I'd go straight in with dragons, butterflies, all that sort of thing, flowers. But I was trying to think of things you couldn't already just get out there from the kind of mass-produce Chinese importing site type places and things. Ideas, people. Send me your ideas. If you think this is a goer, let me know what sort of things you think you would like. Right, I'm just going to give that a few minutes under the lamp. I'll have a close look at it, and then I'll be doing these other ones. So if you like this video, please do click a load of things for me. The likes and comments mean a huge amount to me. Obviously, it helps my channel a lot if you subscribe as well. And all of those things are completely free. There's a new thing we can do as well called hyping, apparently. I don't fully understand it, but apparently it helps as well if you hype. If you're watching on your phone, I believe you can do that. So, yeah, apparently these hype things are great. So if you do that too, awesome. And here we go. I did top them off with some epoxy in the end. I used Cure Pro, and this was the one that I did with UV. I went over the edge a little bit, so I'll have to trim that off. That we have. I'm rather pleased with them. So let me know what you think. Shall we get these in my store? If so, would you like them pre-cut? This size we get 6 to a sheet, as you saw. And if you've got any other design ideas, something different to what you can normally get out there, something not the obvious, like these sea scenes. They also don't need to be round, of course. I could make them I could do a whole sheet and then you cut out the bits you want. We could even do that. So it's like a giant one of those polymer clay decor sheets. I don't know, let me have your thoughts. Happy to take requests until we absolutely nail what sort of things we would like these printed in. You know, what designs and whatever. So yeah, let me know what you think, folks. Other than that, I'll see you for the next video. Take care all, and if you drop me a like, a subscribe and hype it and do all those lovely things, there's a load of stuff you can click. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks very much. Bye.